Hey friends, it's time for another Playwright tip, and today I want to show you how you can add a little bit more documentation to your Playwright test cases. What I have here is a test that describes our documentation contribution flow, so it should be possible to navigate to our docs and then end up on GitHub to maybe fix a typo or edit all the pages. So what you see here is that I'm instructing Playwright to go to Checkly HQ, I'm clicking a link in the navigation, and I'm testing at the end that we're ending up on the right GitHub repository. And while this is not too much code yet, I already had the feeling that it would be nice to group it a little and add some comments over here. So when we now run this test, you will see that there's nothing particularly wrong with this. But when we have a look at the generated HTML report, you see that there are a lot of test steps included here. And suppose you see this test case for the first time, it's a little bit hard to understand what is actually going on. And for this case, what you can do is you can use Playwright test steps. So the test object also includes a step function that returns a promise that allows you to add a little bit more documentation about what is actually going on. So we can now move this code over here and we can add another step right below and move all this code in there. And when we now run this test case again, you will see that there's more information when you have a look at the particular test report. So we see here our file, the description, the test case, but now there are these two higher level steps that include all the Playwright actions. And I think this is a nice way to add an additional grouping to document what your tests are doing. And additionally, when you now have a failing assertion somewhere, it is also way easier to understand what worked and what was already done without diving into Playwright specifics and finding out what actions were taken already. So we see here the failed assertion, but when we have a look at the summary, you will see, okay, this step succeeded and this one did not. These are Playwright's test steps, and I think they're a beautiful addition to the testing framework, and I will speak to you next week.